Mm. Well, I just feel like there was so much illumination in this discussion so far, and just what you presented, just I felt like I have had like all these different views of this the soul and how the soul lives and the qualities of the soul. I mean, some of it is like it's the whole intuitive realm. It's not the mind, realm or the linear realm. It's this whole intuitive realm. Um, and there was a time where I used the term soul some years ago, maybe 20 years ago, and then I kind of got off of that because some of the non-dual teachers obviously are not really akin to using that word. They're just trying to get into the total non-dual. This is where enlightenment resides, in the total non-dual. And then I went through a period where there's like a tuning into spirit, or listening to spirit. But from your talk, I kind of like sensed that actually that's what the soul is. The soul is the tuning in. And you can sort of, the soul is process. There's eternity, but the soul is the process. I loved how you use like soul has to exist in time, and it needs time for this evolution. But I guess maybe one thought was I wanted to be sure that I was maybe clear, and that maybe you could even illuminate even further on some of this. There's some aspects of soul that sometimes I guess I think of as, well, soul is one with spirit, therefore it doesn't exist in time, therefore it's purely eternal. I really love how you made the point of soul has to like breathe or manifest within time frame, and there's an intelligence that is manifesting through soul. And I guess I don't know that I have anything else that I was going to share, but I just was curious if you had like more to add to some of those elements. Like soul is something that actually exists through time.
Yeah.
And it's we don't think of soul as something that's just in a stationary, in a like a dormant state, in eternity, but it's something that actually is existing in time. Therefore, there's a live intelligence that is always there in motion, in a sense.
Yeah. You know how I had this image, which is, soul also brings in insight and creativity, like a muse, and can give you little images of metaphor in order to express, and as language, in order to illuminate. And when I saw that flint, and the little spark going, for individual souls, well, it's coming off itself in order to create, to know itself more, to go on a journey and to grow. And like stars, everything made of time, including stars, they return back to source, don't they? Everything has its time of the sun. Our sun is going, and earth, our bodies, even our souls, our personal, unique, individual journey, expression is time bound, and is going to eventually complete its journey, just like the sun. And it will what is the word? Dissolve back to itself, but having grown source itself, having contributed to source itself. So soul is not something that is always going to be Jiva in Hinduism and Sanskrit is our personal soul. It returns back to mukti, to liberation. It dissolves when it's done, when it's completed. I'm glad you brought this up because I forgot to add that, but that's big. It's an important piece. And guess what? That dissolving can take place and still be in a body. I don't know if anything is going to reincarnate after that, but it can still live out its life in a body.
Are you talking about like when we speak of like full awakening, or like all things have been resolved within the soul's own dharma?
Enough, done enough.
Okay.
There's always, as long as there's a body, there's going to be more resolution that will take place, more process here or there, whatever. But something drops. It's kind of like the last garment of the soul, the sheath, the outer sheath of soul that is still kind of preserving its unique structure for its own evolutionary sake. When it's complete, when it's cooked enough, done enough, it knows. I don't know how it knows, but it does. And then it just kind of, it becomes one, so much one with, it's not even individualized anymore. Nothing there.
Just to ask sort of, maybe this is a little bit metaphysical, but I think it's right on the track of what you're just speaking about. Is it possible that some incarnations actually, there's no soul there, they're just a representative of the one?
Yeah. And that's, of course, there are self-proclaimed avatars.
Yeah.
And anyone who's self-proclaimed is probably not the real thing. But, I might be wrong here and there. But yeah, that would be a divine incarnated being that is an archetype. It's not an individual, it's not a soul anymore.
Yeah.
It's manifesting as an archetype in service to humanity.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Fun stuff, huh?
Yeah.
You ask, she answers. Anyone could do it. Anyone can answer when given the right opportunity.